Can you tell by my voice I have a cold? It's the worst. My wife hates me for having a cold. I hate the world for having a cold. Fuck all colds. We continue in the practice of, me doing this while wife and baby are at home. Everything is well with them, but we still got some banked shows to do. This week is New Year's, so if you're around Orange County in that area, I'm at Brea Improv in Brea, California, all weekend long. 2 shows on the 31st. 1 on the 1st, 2 on the 2nd, and 1 on the 3rd. All weekend at the Brea Improv in Brea, California. A couple weeks from now, whatever. January 13, 14, 15, 16, downtown Denver Comedy Works. Pretty stoked to be doing that. That is absolutely one of the best clubs in the country, one of my favorite places to go. And then Flappers. Everyone always asks me about doing shows in Los Angeles. I'm doing 4 shows in Burbank at Flappers Comedy Club, January 22nd and 23rd. And Salt Lake Titties, Wise Guys, February 5th and 6th. Those tickets are all on sale, so make sure you scoop them up now. I think that's that. What else is there to say? Oh, yeah. This is the first time I've been able to announce it, really. They gave me permission, finally. Some of you know from Twitter and Facebook, etc. But for the rest of you, chips in a bowl, man. I can finally tell you my new 1-hour special, Mostly Stories, will start streaming on Netflix January 8th. You heard it here. So January 8th, it's available worldwide. I know some people have hit me up and asked why they can't see Completely Normal in certain countries on Netflix because of the licensing deal. It was only available to a few countries, but this new one, Mostly Stories, will be available in every country that has Netflix. It's a worldwide release. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you check it out and give it 5 stars, man. You know how it is. I am really thrilled about it. So couldn't be happier that it's coming out in just a couple weeks. What else is there to tell you? This episode is brought to you by Harry's.com. Why pay $32 for an 8-pack of blades when it's half the price at Harry's? Satisfaction is guaranteed. Harry's manufactures their own blades, high-quality, high-performing German blades crafted by shaving experts. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know there were shaving experts, but there are at Harry's.com. They are about half the price of the other big branded blades, and most of you are probably sick of paying those big branded prices, man. They rob you when you go buy the refills. It's ridiculous. Harry's Razors offers a high-quality shave that's better for your face and your wallet. Their starter set is an amazing deal. For $15, you get a razor, foaming shave gel or shave cream, 3 razor blades, plus free shipping. We gave it to Top Dog. We got him a Harry's set for the holidays, and he absolutely loved it. We had some family drama, and here's what he's texted me this morning. Not even addressing our family drama. He just says, by the way, I love the new razor. That's from Top Dog. So he's a big fan, loves Harry's. Go to Harry's.com now, and Harry's will give you $5 off the starter set. Use our coupon code MOM with your first purchase. That's HARRYS.com. Enter coupon code MOM, the word MOM, at checkout, and you get $5 off. Harry's.com. Start shaving better today. Can you hear how bad? God. This feels so gross. I hate being sick. Really, what is worse? I would rather fight in a civil war for I don't know, for years than be sick for a minute. I had to take a breather there. I had to actually stop just to breathe. All right, real quick, I also had to tell you about our favorite mattress in the whole wide world, and that is from Saatva. Saatva. It's the mattress that your mother and I, Christina, sleep on. We bought one because we were tired of basically poor sleep, and we wanted to up our game, but we didn't want to spend $10,000 doing it. So we ordered from Saatva. It's the leading online luxury mattress brand that designs, manufactures, and installs luxurious, eco-friendly mattresses in homes across America. Because Saatva has no physical retail stores, they're online only, they can offer you a premium mattress at a fraction of the price without any of the industry markup tied to commission middlemen and storefront costs. Mattresses with comparable specs retail in stores for well over 4 times the amount of money. I mean, you get a mattress like Saatva's in store, you're spending $4, $5, $6 or more. And Saatva, it's a fraction of the price. I mean, it starts at $8.99. I'm telling you, it is worth doing. We've had so many people that listen to the show write us that they're happy that they finally did it and that they invested in themselves and in their sleep. It is worth doing. They do not drop off a box on your doorstep that you're left to unpack like some companies do. These guys actually will do old mattress takeaway for a small fee. This is a luxury product. It's something you would find like in a 4-star hotel. They're hypoallergenic, eco-friendly. It's simply the best mattress you can get for the price. And like I said, we've been sleeping on it now for a year, and we've never been happier. So easy on the back now. And you get a 75-day in-home trial. That's the other thing I wanted to tell you. If you're wondering, oh my God, how am I going to buy a mattress that I buy online? 75 days, that's almost 3 months. You're going to love it. I promise you. If you don't like it, you can send it back, but that's not going to happen. So go to saatvamatress.com, Saatva mattress.com. And when you check out, let them know that we sent you. It'll say drop-down menu. Just hit YMH Podcast. Let them know we sent you. That is all, my friends. This is our episode that we recorded a few weeks ago with our good friend Yoshi. Yoshi's back in the building. It was so fun to have him here. There's never a dull moment with Yosh. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you have a great new year. And we'll see you soon. Bye, Jeans.
This shit is big time!
Who is Randy?
Don't bring anyone mother into this.
Your mom in the fucking stand!
Welcome to your mom's house with Tom Segura, and
Christina Pazsitzky.
welcome to your mom's house.
This is recording. Yeah, we're good. All right.
Wow.
Wow.
I can't believe you're here.
It's I don't think that no one even knows yet. Just kind of probably give them a proper introduction.
Ring, day and waga ringing tonight. Dance, dance, on the koto dancing tonight. City connection, the telephone. What's gonna do, what's gonna do, what's gonna do. New York City, here we come out. Baby, 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 inochi ga ke. Papa, mama, boku wa otome nai de. Ano人が死ぬほど好きなんだ。今夜は君を離さない。
Yoshi.
Yoshi Obayashi, welcome to the Mommy Dome. Welcome.
Thanks for coming today, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
It's been too long.
Love doing your show.
Yeah, we love having you. Believe me.
We gave you a chair. I know you're accustomed to sitting on tatami mats, but we thought you might want a chair.
This is perfect. It's worth taking 3 hours to get here from Russell Peters' place in Malibu. 3 different buses.
Jesus.
You took buses? Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, but listen to that whole sentence from Russell Peters' Malibu pad, which it's gorgeous.
It's just shocking that somebody that stand up lived there.
Yeah. And is that where he's at right now?
Yeah. It must be nice to be talented.
Man, talented and brown and everything, man.
But thanks for coming here. This is absolutely one of my favorite one, and your fans are unbelievable. They're very, very kind.
Yeah,
I agree.
Very nice of you to invite me to Thanksgiving weekend,
of course,
where we celebrate the genocide of a Native American. We fill our stomach with our food. And, thank you very much. I am very happy to be here.
It's been a long time now. We actually tried to get you a couple weeks ago, but you were...
Oh, really?
Well, yeah. Well, when we set this up, you were unavailable until, what was it, today or this week, because you were doing some...
Oh, yeah, the medical... I mean, didn't I talk about medical office stuff before?
You did talk about medical testing, but I'd like to get, if it's possible, an update as to what your latest one was.
This one is Parkinson. I really don't want to talk about which company I work for.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of them in Southern California, but this is a really easy one. It's just you can't leave for 10 days. Then you're off for 3 or 4 days. You go back for another 10, and you make $8,500.
And what do you do there all day?
Depends on the second and day before last day you leave. It's a really long day. You literally have to lay flat on the bed all day.
Why?
They do this thing called extraction where you have to lay it's called supine, where you lay flat on the bed. They put this machine all over your body. You can't take it off for 24 hours. And you have to completely stay still.
Still?
Yes, for they record your heart rate for 5 minutes. They want to know what about your heart rates before you're taking the medication and after you're taking the medication. They check your heart rate to see the difference. And the one I'm doing is Parkinson, and those days are really, really long day.
Do they let you look at anything when you're laying flat? I mean, can you watch something?
There's another weird thing. They want you to lay flat, but you cannot go to sleep.
Oh, this is horrible.
Torture.
And you have to look straight, and then And usually with my eyes, I could kind of fake sleeping. They can't tell if I'm sleeping or not. That's why everybody think Asians are good workers, but we sneak nap. And then somebody goes, "Are you sleeping?" "Oh, because my eyes look like that. I'm not sleeping, sir." But you can't get away with that.
So will you stare at the ceiling all day?
Yeah, and they hover over you, make sure you don't go to sleep.
Wait, but
oh my God.
To further that question again, though, are you allowed to watch anything?
Not when you're doing that. I mean, your hands have to be right next to you, straight.
And there's no screen you can stare at?
No, you're just looking at the ceiling.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's like Guantanamo Bay. What are they doing
it's
to
terrible,
you?
Man. Now, is this, I noticed you got water, and is this a side effect of medication right now?
I mean, being thirsty?
Yeah.
No, but I have to drink a lot of water because that way I could suppress appetite. I got to watch my weight, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that you stay healthy to be available.
Yeah, because last year when I was doing it, I got a phone call like, "Hey, we have another study, but you have to be BMI of 24.99." In other words, I have to be 184.9 or less.
And what were you weighing? What were you weighing? Sorry.
When they called me that one,
yeah,
I was 208.
Oof.
So within, I think I lost 26 pounds in 25 days, or I lost 25 pounds in 26 days or whatever. And I know I could do it, but it's horrifying because I'm walking between 15 to 18 miles, basically from Santa Monica to Malibu to Russell's place. And you cut down on eating, and it was during Thanksgiving last year. I was hanging out with my friend Ernie and Chris, and they'll be passing food in front of me, but you can't eat. And LA is a terrible place because to walk, every other block you see a homeless person or junk food restaurants, right? And it's just like I'm really addicted to sugar and salt, like most Americans.
I'm the same way. I find that the bigger challenge is sugar. Sugar, I think, is worse for you. It definitely contributes to weight more, but it's also more addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, sugar's it's a tough one, man. So wait, when you're doing this weight cutting stuff, like walking all those miles, is your stomach growling throughout this, like these long?
I mean, I do kind of cheat. For me, drinking a lot of water and coffee really suppresses appetite. But it is hard. And like first couple of days going in, like I did one like 28 days, I think. My hands start shaking because I don't have caffeine and sugar. You know?
Wait, but are you eating nothing? You're just drinking?
Like sometimes some of the medical places are religious oriented, and those are fucking nightmare because they believe that you shouldn't take pleasure in food. So less salt and sugar, right? It's not even necessarily that these pharmaceutical...
This is a medical testing place?
Some of these because sometimes these medical places rent rooms in hospitals, and those hospitals will not allow certain kinds of food to go to that hospital.
A succulent Chinese meal.
You're so good. So you know, like it's funny. Like if you think there's a bunch of guys in a medical facility for like 20 plus days, you would think guys were talking about women all the time. No, eventually it's food.
Just
like
food.
We all like you start. I mean, I'm surfing for like things I want to eat when I get out of the thing. You know, like I knew something was wrong when I caught myself drawing pictures of food on my piece of paper, not like tits or anything like that. You know, just food. Yeah.
So when you get out, do you go on a huge binge?
I mean, the worst one was last year. I think I gained like 11 pounds in like first day or something.
First day?
What do you eat? What's the first thing you want when you get out of something like that?
I eat the ass and pussy all the time. I got nothing.
I can't even do it when you get out. You can't even think about women and stuff. It's food.
Just food.
Yeah.
I remember it's not exactly the same, but have like food poisoning, you know, and being in bed for a few days and not eating. And once you get to like that third day of not eating when it's really bad, the dreams are all food related. Like you don't fantasize about anything but, oh man, what am I going to eat when I feel better?
Well, what do you like though? Pizza, burger? What's your
I don't know why, but I always think about In-N-Out Burger.
It's the best.
Oh, it's so good.
It's the best.
So good.
And the place I'm staying right now is right, well, like a block away. So like that's like the, you know, but I've been pretty good. Even the first night, it's not that I want to gain weight. I'm just worried about next studies. I don't really want to go torture losing weight. So I'm trying to
smart.
Control better, but it's not that easy, you know. But relatively speaking, this study, it's pretty good. And what I've been doing is I've read a lot of stuff about, you know, history of medical testing, and some of it is pretty horrendous. And they had this study. Did I tell you that one? I don't know why they did this. Did I tell you guys that one experiment they put retarded people in freezer? Did I tell you that one?
Yes, you mentioned this.
Okay,
it sounds familiar, so I know you mentioned it before.
You know, Japanese did all kinds of horrible stuff during World War II, and Germans too, and we did too. But I've been doing this for a couple of years. I have to say, I really do have a lot of respect for people in medical field. I mean, it's a pretty honorable profession.
Sure.
And I think for most part, except for the one place that ripped me off, I think they really wanted to find cure to many of these problems, you know.
So this last one you did is a Parkinson's. Were you taking pills every day or getting injections?
Yeah, just about every day. They take your blood. They do your vitals. They want to know, you know, they hook you up in EKG and figure out your blood pressures and your heart rates and things like that. And what I like about it is, like, I've been learning a lot about medical stuff the last couple of years, and so I have a lot of questions. And most of the guys, they don't really give a shit, and I was kind of like that too. But I get really bored, so I have to do something mentally occupying. So,
what do you like? Do you spend? I'm curious about this too. Do you spend, let's say, free time? Do you get to read? Can you?
I read shitload of magazines and books. I've been working a couple of things, so it's nice to have a free time to do that, getting paid.
Did you say there was another test that you were getting spinal injections.
So that one, that was the horrendous one. That was the one before that. That was August, September, and first week October.
Staying in a facility?
It's the same place.
Okay.
And this one. So the reason I picked this one, there was 2 studies available, right?
Right.
And I qualified for both of the studies. Now, I picked the one with the spinal cord injection because I thought it's funny. I thought it was funny to get a shot in your spinal cord.
Yeah.
And because I like every time I read those documents, keywords like sudden death or something horrible that could happen to you.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer those over the regular one because you get paid more.
Yeah.
But other one was easier and it's $5,000, and the one I did was $7,500. But the funny thing was, the people who did the easier one, within a couple of days, they had orange spots everywhere in their body, their face, legs, and stuff. So something really went wrong.
On
so,
that one.
Yeah, they eventually had to stop. And add insult to injury, they got deducted $1,000 because they can continue to study. You would think they're agonizing pain. And their face looked like Denver Bronco uniform.
Yeah, that's so fucked up that it doesn't go well, so they have to discontinue, and then they get paid docked?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well, I noticed that you've got a bit of a cough now. Do you think that could be a side effect of
I've always
some...
had cough from when I was, radiation. So, third day of going in, they're ready to get spinal cord thing, right?
Oh my god!
And all right, so I'm roommate with this guy. He's first. I'm the second guy to get it.
Jesus.
So it's 5:45 a.m. A doctor comes in, right? So first he make that guy. I'm kind of watching peripheral vision, so I'm watching him. So he make that guy sit in the edge of the bed with his t-shirt up, kind of bent over. Why? Because you have a spinal cord, right? So when you bend, they'll find the gap between all the bones. So he's gonna find wherever have the biggest gap between the 2 bones.
Come on.
Yeah.
Then he'll put this big red circle around it.
Mm-hmm.
Then around the spot you're going to put the needle, he'll put 4 or 5 different Novocaine shots around, or something similar to Novocaine to numb the area, right?
Oh, my God.
Then I kind of look, peripheral vision,
Yeah.
and the nurse brought this big-ass needle, and she's kind of clicking where you see a little bit of liquid coming down. It's a big-ass fucking needle, right? And the doctor goes, it's like it won't hurt, whatever, right? So, okay, I'm going to go in. So he do it, right? And I think it's just a needle. I've been before. And the guy getting the needle, he goes, like that, right? He's like 40 years old. He's not a kid. I don't want to fucking hear that, 5:45, 6 a.m. Like, oh my God, this is... I don't want to... They told me it's not that painful, There's a little bit of salesmanship, like, oh my God, I can't look. And it goes like, okay, 15%, 20%, like... Maybe two and a half minutes or 3 minutes to finally they're done, right? But he's gonna.
He makes this noise for 2 minutes.
Yeah. And oh my God.
And weren't you scared? Were you scared when it was your turn?
Yeah, but I mean, I needed the money to get passports. I could go Europe, prostitute, this and that.
Sure.
You have your priorities. Did you even have a thought of I shouldn't fucking do this though? Like when that guy.
For a second, I thought maybe I could just run out of there. I really did.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So how do you?
But then again,
how do you fight that instinct, Yoshi, of self-preservation?
You think of those hoes. You got to think of the hoes.
Sorry, I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
Well, I got vasectomy, so I thought it can be more painful than that.
Is that painful?
Oh my God, yeah.
Wait, I thought that's the whole thing they advertise is that it's the technology is so good. It's just
I got it years ago, 90.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
so that's old.
It is old. I thought it's an old story for me, but I guess I never told you guys. So it's my turn. So when you have epidural shot,
great. I'm about to get
wait, can we ask you this real quick?
Yeah.
I want you to continue this for sure. But what is this testing for?
This one was Alzheimer.
The spinal injection?
Yeah, they want to know your level before taking the medication and afterwards. So they have to do 2 spinal cord shots.
Oh my God, please. I'm going to give birth in 2 weeks. I don't need to hear this episode.
And you have to lay flat because you get
Great.
epidural shot headache. And it's supposed to be bad. What was so funny after I got mine, I was the only kid that didn't have a headache because I always have fucking headaches. So I couldn't tell the difference. Because they say you got to lay flat, and like the guy tried to get up, he got headache, but I got up and I didn't feel, So after the shot, I didn't feel anything. But so it was my turn, and like did the same thing, bent over, red circle, never can stop, and like I didn't really like it, but like. I don't like it. It's like when my ex-girlfriend tried to put finger in my ass. I don't like it, but I think I have a higher threshold pain than that guy.
That sounds like it.
Thank you, sir.
So the
But that wasn't the worst part for that study.
It wasn't?
No, the worst study.
Okay.
The worst part of that study is that medication may cause some retina damage. So we have to go see eye doctor, right? And there's 7 Asian people and 2 white, 1 black, one black, 1 white guy.
You mean working
for the studies?
Oh, for the study. Okay. Wow, a lot of Asians, huh?
So, because Asians think we are the best at metabolizing medication than any other race.
Really?
So we get in our blood system quicker than anyone, and we could get rid of it better than anyone.
No way. I didn't know that.
We're
How do white people fare? Like where do white people fall on that spectrum?
You guys are pretty good, but we're so much faster than any other race. So even within the Asian people, like they had like maybe a bunch of people, but I'm always selected. Something about my blood is compatible for this job. I didn't know,
You have super blood from all the hookers.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
You probably fought.
It's called HIV.
I was going to say, you've probably battled.
Charles disease.
You've battled HIV. You've probably beaten it.
So we get eye examination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, man. There's 7 or 8 tests that we have to do, and they have to scan your eye. And
do they have trouble getting in there, or no? Like, do they have to pull?
Well, they keep saying like, "Sir, you need to keep your eyes wide open." It is, sir. I'm Asian. I can't make my eyes any bigger. So like, and they're getting so angry with me because the test they usually take half an hour. It takes about 2 hours and 2.5 hours for me.
No way.
They're so mad, and like. Because every time they get scanned, they can't do it. And I'm keeping my eyes as wide as I can. It's just not good enough. So a few times this Armenian doctor, right, he have to literally come behind me, put 2 of his fingers, keep my eyes wide open like...
So I was right.
Like clockwork Mandarin orange.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
And they're mad because why can't you keep your eyes wide? Well, first of all, you're Armenian. You guys use deodorant. It doesn't do shit. You smell like dog's asshole. We all have weakness, sir. So we fight every time I get examined. Like every time they see me, and out of the Asian group, I was always the worst one.
So they fucking hate seeing you.
Oh my God. Like they have to keep redoing the test over and over. There's one where you look at straight, the white light, and have a clicker. And every time I see a red spot, I got to click it. But sometimes the red light is very faint, so I can't. Is that really red? And sometimes I fail the test, so I have to keep doing it. I fucking pass the test.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is like the bright light, scan your eyes. Oh my God! And there's another one where you see a blue cross, and you gotta look straight across where they have this bright light going up and down. Like I'm having a hard time keeping it because it's so bright. And fuck, man, it's like eye torture. But every time I go there, like they have this look like. Oh my God, this motherfucker again.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But I have to do it because I won't get paid, you know.
So you took longer than basically everybody to get through the test.
I get there first, and the last person go home, and I still have to wait another 45
Holy
an hour.
So did you have any retina damage?
No.
Okay.
It happened when they, like most studies, they do it on animals, but then on some animals they found the retina damages, you know.
Well, let me ask you this about your vasectomy. Is the most painful part the actual procedure or afterwards, like recovery?
Man, that that the procedure hurt like a motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah, because
now it's supposed to be like laser incision and like.
some people even say like they could do one with water pressure.
I know a friend that had one done, and he said that he was talking to the doctor like about the football game during it.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, you're all right, you can go, you're done.
Well, Yoshi had his in 95.
I think that's the big difference.
Yeah.
I got 3-4 shots each testicles, and then he'll cut incision inside of the ball, and I don't know what's going on, but it's almost like cutting a really cheap meat that you bought. It's not like a Kobe beef,
dude.
Like, you're going back and forth, right? And there's blood everywhere. At one point,
where did you get this?
Did you have one of the hookers do it, or did you actually go to a doctor?
I was working at a company.
Was this in America?
I was working at a company, and they're ready to file for bankruptcy. So I know I was getting fired, and my insurance was still good, and I don't really want to go in detail, but there's a reason why I wanted to get it done. But I'm going to lose insurance, so I might as well do this now. So I went, and man, it hurt like a motherfucker, and he was grinding back and forth. And this is like I did it after work, so like there's phone call. He leaves middle of the operation, go to the office, answer the phone. Like I'm there with like my dick open with blood everywhere, looking down. Kind of made me. I did kind of laugh a second, like
no, you didn't go to a good place, Yosh. No.
Then eventually he'll pull all this white thing out of there, clip it.
Oh my God.
And you know how the magician have the trick like out of the pocket, green, yellow, purple, whatever lying?
Yeah.
He's pulling all that shit on my dick, testicles, put everything together, put it back, and trying to close the cut with this little flare, and he's burning the side of my balls, and you literally smoke coming out of my balls. That was my primitive vasectomy, which kind of is good for medical lab thing because they're always worried about while taking this medication, I'm getting somebody pregnant. Well, that's not going to happen.
Thankfully.
So that's another reason I'm a good candidate.
Everything you just described was so awful.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, ladies and gentlemen.
Now let's get to. You said we can tell our listeners that you're going to be abroad soon. They could even come meet you somewhere.
Yeah. So I've been pretty lucky. Last 4 months, I did these 2 big studies.
Very lucky.
A lot of money. So I was able to pay my tax, get my passport. And during this Friday the 13th, a couple of weeks ago, attack in Paris, like I started trying booking a flight to Belgium and France and Morocco because most of those problem in France and Belgium is Moroccan, you know. And I have no fear of brown people. I met plenty of Moroccan people. 99.9% of them are not terrorists, and I like those people.
And one of the things too is that you should find a great. I mean, it's one of the it's awful, obviously, what happened, and it affects tourism greatly. But then it also
it's cheap now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a great time to go to those places.
Yeah, to get great deals.
And it's always interesting to me that. Whenever there's been like a terrorist attack, I shouldn't be laughing, but they're always close by a red light district. So I'll do my amateur detective terrorist shit like usual, but nighttime I go see hookers at nighttime. So that's and that's half of the trip. Other half, I think I have a show in Belfast, Dublin, Netherlands, and I think a few shows in Stockholm.
That's great. And how can people find out when and
I'm still waiting for the response, but I don't have the dates yet.
All right, but you will post them on Twitter?
Probably Twitter and Facebook. Yeah.
Okay.
What's your Twitter handle so people know?
Oh, Yoshi Obayashi. I should get something easier, but
Yoshi Obayashi.
Yeah. Obayashi. Obayashi. Wow.
You guys are unbelievable.
I'm fluent. I speak that language.
Super white people.
You also mentioned that I think when you're in Germany.
You talking about the porno thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm only offering this to your mom's house because you guys have been so supportive.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, Joe Rogan, talking shit, all those guys are nice too. But
Wow.
So
there's a very special place in the beautiful guppies that listen to this show that in their hearts for you. You're you're a big fan.
favorite here. At your mom's house.
People are wonderful with you guys, and I love Joe Rogan. You know, Joe's great, but sometimes he uses those big words and scientific terms. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend like I know what he's talking about, but with you guys, I could talk about shitting my pants. I could talk about shitting pants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
No
We
pressure
don't-
here for those big words.
Yeah, we don't have those type of big words aren't really the type that you hear around here. It's a totally, it's a different type, you know. So with us, you're not going to have that.
So I don't know how to do this because
We like to
maybe
keep it dumb.
I need to figure out ways to raise money or something. And so I've been kind of thinking like I'm
Big words.
I was thinking like maybe doing like a LA 6 tour where I have a van and I would drive people in LA like, okay, in this place, this and this thing happened at the Elegant Angel porn where a guy got murdered for blah, blah, blah. Like drive around LA with
great idea.
Great idea. I would say give a sex tour where guys can get handies, like which massage parlors they can go to, where you can get the best.
I'm not really that knowledgeable about it, but
okay.
but like a
No, what's your idea?
like a porn history, like this is where Wonderland Murder, where John Holmes has something to do with, these guys got murdered. This is where one of the porn girl got murdered supposedly. Like throughout the Valley and L.A., Black Dahlia murder and things like that. But the one I'm working on is one hopefully in Germany, like Your Mom's Fans. If we could pick up the dates and if we get enough people, I could tell them like we could go first 3 days in the red light district in Amsterdam, take a train to Berlin.
Great idea.
It's the best.
If you want to see guys shitting on each other, right here. So I'm not friend with this guy. Brandon Irons live in Dublin, and if you're a fan of Brandon Irons, he's looking for regular job in Dublin, so please help him. But he's friend with a guy named John Thompson, one of the biggest porn guy in Germany. He does this thing called GGG, which is German Go Girls, and the best bukkake German.
Wow.
What do you see?
It's a lot of bukkake.
Yeah.
It's
Now, is that something
now if
the Asians invented bukkake, right?
Yes. Bukkake literally means not enough to spread. So it's actually food. Like you have this dry fried noodles. You put a little bit of sauce on top. You try to spread across the noodle. But another term is, this is a long time ago. Something horrible. A woman does something horrible in the village, cheating on her husband or something. Everyone in the village would take that woman away from the village, middle of nowhere. They would take time ejaculating all over her face. Out of shame, she will kill herself. In America, you get chick for $2,000. Big difference, right? But the Japanese and Germans.
this is pretty fucking.
Disgusting,
What's going
right?
on? Describe what you're seeing.
Okay, what I'm seeing is these two girls are blowing this guy. Well, two of them are blowing him. One of the girls is getting fucked, but then another guy is pissing on all of them, including the guy that they're blowing.
Yeah.
So he's getting pissed on. His dick is getting pissed on by another guy as they blow him and they get fucked.
Teamwork.
So complicated.
Yeah, it is teamwork. And this is this is your guy, Josh. What's his name?
John Thompson.
John Thompson and his Goo Girl stuff. And these guys are peeing so much.
So April 16th, June 11th,
April 16th.
That's your birthday.
It's my birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Wow.
in Bremen, Germany, if you have you get your test and you're clean, you could go and show up and get your dick sucked. Or
I didn't realize we're putting that out there too. Wow.
Or if you don't want to do that, you just want to stand and watch, you have to pay €250 to be watching it. But if you I could help you with that, and I also could take you to different parts of Europe. It just depends on you have to get X amount.
How will you be the liaison? This because of your connections, you'll be able to hook this up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if they raise enough money, I could show you different places of red light district in Amsterdam.
That would be cool.
Alkmaar, Netherlands.
That is
Belgium.
very. We were talking about this a little bit before
Going with
you
a
were
real
setting
pro.
up.
Yeah.
Is that you really know the ins and outs of the red light district in Amsterdam?
I know enough, and I know I got ripped off over the years. I know how to avoid it. And if they're
Really?
afraid,
That's the whole
a
key.
huge. So tell us what's a tip? A Yoshi not getting ripped off in Amsterdam.
One of them,
tip.
without giving away all your big
We don't
ones.
want you to blow your load.
for most part, the girls are pretty. Funny word to use, honorable. But places like Amsterdam's a little tricky because it's a touristy town. A lot of the girls know that most likely you're going to use her service once. They're more inclined to kind of rip off.
Oh, because you're one and done.
Yeah, you're not going to come back. But if you're in the other smaller towns, they figure, well, I like to have a client.
Right, a regular.
Yeah. And assuming the girl is pretty honest, you just tell her exactly what you want, then she'll say, well, if you want to do X, Y, and Z, it's going to cost this much money. And always be respectful, and she give you a good service, always tip the girl.
What's a good tip? I always worry about tips in life and travels. You don't know, do I tip?
Yeah.
Is a good tip $10? Is it 20? Is it 30%?
I mean, if it's €50, if you're getting a girl in Amsterdam, €50.
That's so
I mean,
cheap.
It's and it was like
€5 to €10 should be fine.
Wow.
They don't expect it, but it's nice to do that. Another thing, even if you don't mean it, like, thank you very much. Are you going to be here tomorrow? Before you have sex, that kind of put incentive in her head, like, oh, he might be coming back tomorrow.
Oh, that's a real good tip.
That's so €50, and what do you get for that?
Most places, like Frankfurt is 30. I've seen as low as 20 to €25.
We got to go there.
Alkmaar's 30 in Netherlands. But 50 is probably like the big like Amsterdam, Belgium, Brussels.
And that includes what in 50?
Most between 50 to 20 minutes and fucking suck.
It's so cheap for that.
So cheap.
But that's what happened when you legalize something like that, where you have
Yes.
more competition. The reason it's so high over here is illegal. So you're taking a risk, she's taking a risk, and she have to make it worth her while. But I have to say, the quality is way higher when it's legalized, because whenever there's competition, the quality
Goes up. Yeah. So you mentioned your friend Brandon
Iron?
is in Ireland.
Yeah.
And is that why you're going? Is that what you said? Aren't you going to Ireland or no?
Yeah, I'm going like maybe 90 different countries, but yeah, I'm visiting Dublin to visit Brandon. But I'm also a fan of James Joyce and Oscar Wilde, so I want to go to Trinity College and check that stuff.
Very nice.
And your friend Brandon is looking for a job.
Yeah,
a legit job.
Yeah, I mean, he got this girl pregnant. He wanted to get out of the business and take care of the kid. He's the honor. I mean, he's the one of the reasons why I also Brandon was he should have made more money in the business, but that business is full of scumbag, and Brandon's too honest and too honorable, and it's really hard to compete with those kind of slime boy in the business. But he always tried to do the right thing, and I've known him for a long time. He's a very honest guy, so he's looking for work, but it's a Catholic country. They're really hard ass. Like, you can't get an apartment unless you and your girlfriend are married.
What?
There's all this restriction.
In Ireland?
Yeah. They just finally legalized abortion within the last 6, 7, 8 years.
Now, but I mean, as a porno guy, how would you rank him as a performer?
One of the greats. He's got one of those weird combination, because if you're one of those guys that have a huge dick, you don't do anything creative, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you're Clemson, Alabama, these big football programs,
sure,
you have all the biggest talent. You don't really have to do shit because you have big talent. You just put them in the right spot. But when you have a small colleges, you don't have as many talented players. You have to do all this kind of innovative, creative stuff that other big colleges with big talents, they don't have to do it.
Right.
Brandon not only have a big dick and could fuck really well, but he does all this like he's famous as Mr. Slap Happy, where he slapped girls really hard.
That was one of his moves?
Yeah, but he only does it with the girls who are into it. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Not a surprise
Important
slap.
distinction. Yeah.
Yes.
But so he's like an Oregon football team, if you will. Like, they have a lot of talent, but they're also very creative with their
innovation
offensive-
stuff. Yeah. I'm guess
very
we're
interesting analogy.
boring.
Is he a
Christina.
strong performer, or you say strong?
He fucked really hard. He's into rough sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he think he's the worst. He's almost kind of remind me of David Tell of porn.
Like he doesn't think
he does a great job, but it's never good enough.
I mean, what would be like his critique of himself? Like, I didn't fuck her hard enough? Or
I think he's underrated. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
He's interesting. He did this thing called Intensity in 10 Cities. So he fucked different girls in 10 different cities of the world. But before he fucked any of the girls, he would take each girl, kind of check out the city and like history of, something happened at this building and this
very
historical
creative.
figure. Yeah. Then they have a nice meal. Then he'll fuck the shit out of her. So he did a lot of interesting stuff. But stuff like that doesn't sell well. It's always like slapping that girl really hard or this and that makes some money. But check out BrandonIron.com. He's great.
All right.
It's quite a life, Yoshi. So, besides that,
also if they're a fan that want to do it, and if I get enough people really serious about doing something like that, just email me.
I think two of your ideas, both of these are worth pursuing. One is LA-based.
Yeah, it's a great idea, Yoshi.
Creative, put together, interesting sex tour that doesn't necessarily mean sex is a part of it, but like sex history, sex references,
sure,
all that stuff. Really good idea. And I think the European one,
Your Mom's House presents blah blah blah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but like where you a guide is helpful in any situation.
Sure.
So having like the guide there to tell you like, this is a good place to go. This is how you should approach it.
Sure.
This is how this is the kind of money you
it's
should
invaluable.
bring.
It's a huge service if you can do that.
And eventually, I would like to do other things like for ladies too. Because most it's interesting. A lot of the women goes to Caribbean and African countries.
I'm sorry. Where do the women go?
Okay.
Caribbean. Which African countries?
I think Nigeria, I keep hearing. But these are like mature English, a lot of English women.
Thank you, sir.
They go to Africa.
I'm all for that because, these women, they have their own needs. They have sexual freedom.
Sure do.
And they work really hard. Yeah, why not? You've been divorced. Your kids grow up and gone to college. You did everything right. Why not? If you're 55 and you're having a hard time dating, you go Trinidad and get a 19-year-old black boy.
Why not?
Why not? Good for you.
Get your groove back. Now, who's your
dirty and disgusting?
Where's your favorite place for hookers? What's your mecca?
I know what it is. Can I tell you? Can I guess?
Yeah.
It's Frankfurt.
That's one of my favorite ones, but I have to say in Brazil it's a different animal.
Oh.
See, last time you were towards German, and now it's Brazil.
It depends on what you're looking for because
Hard fucking core.
Those Brazilian women, I don't know if prostitution is right because they are prostitutes, but sometimes they want to just hang out with you for the week.
Yeah.
And they just want to be taken care of. And they're very, very sweet.
Oh.
The Brazilians.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know
nice.
necessarily I could say most of women who does prostitution stuff in Europe are necessarily sweet. I'm not saying they're a bitch or anything. It's work for them.
It's more transactional, it sounds like.
Sure.
Whereas you're saying in Brazil, you could meet some girl, let's say online beforehand, and you show up and you meet her.
But is that the
you could be
approach?
at the beach and then eating and then she just start talking to someone.
Oh, okay.
They could be from favela. And they just want to go to a nice place with actually hot shower. Go to movie. And like the things that you take care for granted, they don't have. And quite often these guys, like buy stuff for them, Like to me, if you're adult, and I'm more emphasizing that be respectful to these girls.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
Of course.
Be respectful and always tip if they're getting good service. And take a bath for God's sake. I don't know how many times I go to strip club and like these girls are working really hard. Women are super sensitive with smell. They're really good with their nose and like, just do some prep work.
Yeah.
It's almost like pagan religion. You respect these women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think so too. They should legalize it and protect the women that are sex workers.
It's not a perfect solution, but it's better than
It's
other
better than
solutions.
what's happening.
Yeah.
I agree. So you go to Brazil and like you kind of wife this girl up for like a week or two. In other words, like you take her to dinners.
But the approach, I think the approach we have to go to first. The approach could be literally just sitting there. You're sitting there having lunch somewhere?
Yeah, I mean, I've only been there once, but I went to, we were staying in Copacabana, and there's a place that used to go help. And literally, there's like, for every guy, there's like 20 women there. And that's one of the few places, like, if you're a regular guy, you feel like rock star, because they will literally rush up to you and just grab your dick.
We got to go.
What's that called?
It's called My House.
It's called You're Not Going. So you go there, and then just girls come up to you and like
they start talking to you.
Like, hey, baby, what are you doing here? You're staying in town for a while, and then you pick the one you like, basically.
Sure.
And you hang out with her for a while.
I think I mean, I wasn't there that long, but like Jim Norton and Patrice O'Neill used to talk about that quite a bit.
But Jim, didn't he also like the transsexuals? Isn't that what he was
I'm
into?
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Have you ever been with a transsexual? Is that your bag?
No, I haven't. I get that asked a lot.
I mean, hey, who knows?
I have not, but I have to say I haven't had a whole lot of girlfriends. But it's shocking. Few of the she-males I'm in Brazil, like they're just so beautiful. You can't believe it's a guy.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is that there's ones that it's so obvious they're a man, and I don't find it attractive. Like, if the person looked like a woman, like, what can you say? Like, he's got a dick, she's got a dick, but she's beautiful. But there's other ones like, it's obviously a guy, 6'2" black guy, Yeah. But some guys that are into that, that's just not.
Well, I imagine it's confusing to your reptilian brain because you're like, oh, this chick's so hot, and then she's got a peener. Like, it's just, I imagine conflicting for men.
Conflicting, but I think there's a scientific explanation, but my unscientific explanation is, and this is something Jim Norton is just incredible and honest. Like, he used to make me so uncomfortable because Jim is absolutely the most honest comic that I have ever met.
Yeah,
honest guy, period. But I think men in general are always afraid. Called the C word, the creep, right? Being judged by women.
Oh, right.
And when you're dealing with a transgender person, technically that person is man, so they understand the urges that they have, but because they're taking female hormone and they identify themselves as a woman, they could sympathize with that person. You know what I mean? And it's that part that I find it so interesting that. They just want to be not treated horribly,
Of course.
And it's empathy, if you have any,
Yeah, of
but
course.
they basically are also more open to as many piggish things as you want to do.
Yeah, because they understand.
Right.
Yeah, so it sounds like, to me, the best of both worlds.
Is a transgender prostitute.
Like, why not? In my opinion, if you're going there, like, why not? I don't know.
They have
I'm trying to think of the opposite. I'm trying to think of, like, a dude who has a vagine. Like, would that appeal to me? I don't know.
I think the interesting part to me also is the aspect of hanging out like for a week with somebody. It's way different than the transactional, right?
Yeah, it sounds a bit nicer.
It's a bit nicer, it sounds like, in Brazil.
I can't remember which Italian automobile company. It's a big one. It runs by this very famous, very powerful family in Italy, and their son or grandson, who will one day take over the country. I remember 5-7 years ago, they found his body OD. They saved his life, but he was hanging out with like 3 or 4 different she-males in Rome. And I don't necessarily think it could be a sexual thing, but it's also transgender people are very wise. They understand how men think and also women think.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It is
the Greek called Tiresias. Remember that mythological myth? Tiresias did something horrible to upset the gods, so God punished Tiresias and turned him into a woman for 7 years. And I don't know what happened. Maybe he did something good where God made her back to a man. But after that, even God thought he was the wisest of all because he understood what men and women think. Even the Greek gods, remember Zeus and Hera, his wife, they're always fighting marital.
Yeah.
Even the gods have a marital problem. And Tiresias was the wise. So, I mean, I'm comfortable around there because I worked in porn for so long. I met a lot of them. But it's amazing. I can't even imagine 12 years ago with Caitlyn Jenner and all this transparent, the show, and like there's really like incredible amount of changes in the last 12 years about that.
Yeah. But I think no matter who you're with, you got to remember that
Towels can have AIDS.
you can get AIDS from anything.
Hey, have you, Yosh, have you ever gone to the Philippines and gotten hookers? What's
No,
it
I have
like
not.
there? Oh.
Are you attracted to Asian women?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know about Asian American women, but I like Asian women.
Oh, okay.
That's a different animals, I think. My family
Sounds
is not my family don't like to talk about it, but my neighborhood when I was growing up in Japan, within a mile and a half, 2 miles was very similar to red light district in Amsterdam. You have all these homes right next to each other. The front gate is open. You see a girl on the tatami floor and kind of sitting there with this really old lady sitting next to her, and you negotiate with the old lady if you want to have sex with her. I grew up in that. I mean, that was like within a mile and a half where I grew up. So I thought that's like normal. Sex business is normal, you know. I didn't realize how big a deal it was until I moved here because I didn't grow up with religion either. So it's a very bizarre, but I grew up with that sort of thing. So I think it's so weird that sex is such a normal thing, and I don't know why guys are called pervert when it's natural that we desire women and think about it all the time. But it's really weird judging people for the things that is so normal, things that we desire.
I agree.
You
I
know?
totally agree about that.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah, we should shame everybody.
But Tom, you're very lucky because your wife is beautiful, intelligent, and
Thank you.
open-minded, and
Very open-minded.
It's an act.
open-minded.
I'm going to go to Brazil before the
front of
baby's
other
born. Get back.
You think you'll make it back? What about
Just
Thailand? Have you done prostitutes there?
I've only been to South Korea and Japan. I haven't been
South
anywhere in
Korea?
Asia. But
Juicy Girls. Have you heard of Juicy Girls in South Korea?
No.
Oh, okay. When I was on the in military bases there, the prostitutes were called Juicy Girls.
They're usually nearby military bases, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know if you
I would like to go and visit. I just have to be careful because I have a Japanese name, and you know what they did during World War II. I never want to be with a non-Japanese girl where I'm just fearful of that. You know, people.
No, yeah. So, what do you think the difference is between Asian American girls and just Asian girls? Because you're saying you prefer Asian.
I'm not saying it's impossible not liking Asian American girls, but
What do you think the big difference is?
you know who with the Japanese girl, that nuance and subtle things that they do, I kind of like that, and it's kind of like the food that you grow up with. You kind of pretty much judge everything else based on what you grow up.
Yeah.
So obviously, I grew up with Japanese girls and women, and I guess I do prefer that. It's not like a dominating thing. I'm just not into that sort of things. But I don't know. I just like their temperament is. I like the temperament better.
Of Japanese girls.
Yeah,
They laugh a lot and stuff. Like they giggle a lot and stuff.
but they're not weak either. See, that's the thing that
No.
that they don't understand.
No, absolutely. not. Asian women are not weak. I mean, they rule the roost as far as I could tell. Like when I had the Chinese boyfriend, I know it's not the same as Japanese, but his mom ran the show.
But
His life.
I'm not into the screamer. Japanese girls don't have to scream. They just have a really clever, subtle way. Like they will never tell you what they like, or they'll never tell you what they hate.
Japanese girl.
Oh, shit.
Did she like it or hate it?
Yeah, how do you know?
What?
Did she like it or hate it? What she was doing just then?
It's not a Japanese girl.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
She spoke English though.
Well, she learned a couple words.
Oh,
So wait, a Japanese girl.
I don't like that porny shit at all.
You're saying she won't tell you if she likes it or hates anything in. Or
I mean, that's traditionally Because if people knew what you like, they're going to try to take it away because you're a woman.
Oh,
And if you dislike something, you don't want to let her know because that's what they might do to you. So with the Japanese women, it's a nuanced thing, and it's very challenging. It's sorry, football reference. It's like the relationship between quarterback and defensive back. Quarterback, he knows that he's being watched by a defensive back.
Right.
Defensive back know that he's being watched. They're trying to outsmart each other.
Right.
That's the kind of shit I like.
And they pick up on each other's
tendency and things like that.
So that's like a relationship with a Japanese girl?
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I notice.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So then that's what you like in dating?
Yeah.
If you were dating, you'd like to date a Japanese girl.
Yeah, it's really funny talking to them.
But you want to date like Japanese?
I don't know if I want to date anyone.
No, but I'm saying it wouldn't intrigue you to date a Japanese American. It would be Japanese.
They're just
from
Japan. I mean, that's like the difference between African and black person. That is a world of difference.
Yeah.
One say yo, and the other one saying, right? That's a huge difference, Tommy.
That's one of the differences.
And when I go Scandinavia, I'm the black guy, right? Because I go to all the
you think so? They think
ghettos.
you're black?
The black people in Scandinavia, they act so tough. I'm like, come on, you were born in Sweden. You speak 4 languages. You have health insurance. You have virtually no chance of getting shot by cops. And you listen to American rap, act like black American. Like,
yeah,
it's so funny they act like that. And when I go to those, they say this is the worst. Never, don't go there. Like, it's a fucking joke. Like, I'm the Negro. You know what I'm saying? And when I go to those places,
that's so true.
Now, so this is you go to Scandinavia?
Yeah, because now we're going to speak the language of Christina.
Sure.
Like if you're into Kierkegaard, if you're into Camus, all the existential stuff, and the bleakness, but they're fantastic because I believe there's a place for depression and see negativity.
Yeah.
Because during an emergency, they don't panic because they're used to seeing bleak.
That's right. That's what I always tell my husband is that I'm the best during a crisis. Because
that's why
my brain's already wired for darkness. So when bad things happen, it just feels like home. I'm like, I'm prepared for this emotionally.
That's absolutely true because some historians said Lincoln suffered from terrible depression, but because he's so used to dealing with depression, he could deal with that terrible time during the Civil War.
For sure. It doesn't faze him.
That's why Scandinavia is really fun to do shows for them because you could talk some really dark shit and they just laugh.
It's like an AA room. You ever done an AA room?
Yeah.
They get dark as fuck. They're the best. You can say whatever you want in an AA room.
So dark side of Scandinavia is great, but if you go to the southern region, people are more sunny. I do not do very well in those rooms, even though I might got an offer to work a month in Hawaii, but it's got to be a clean show. A guy named Augie T.
Fuck that.
But I don't mind if it's Hawaii or whatever. And
what? It's no fucking fun.
Clean shows are the worst.
It really is. I fucking want to blow my brains out on a clean show.
I don't even have clean material for an hour. Do you? I don't know what to talk about.
I used to be able to really script it out if I got booked for something or private, and like it's got to be clean. I would take my notebook. I would write out, like, first of all, figure out all my material.
Yeah.
And then, like, put, like, lines next to clean. Or then I'd try to... It's kind of a good workshop thing.
Yeah.
Because then you go, hey, could I make this one? I mean, like, hey, choking on my jizz or, like, the blowjob. Ain't, like, that stuff's all out. But then you go, well, this thing, maybe I could make this work if I...
In a lot of insinuation, you know. You don't want to draw a dirty picture, but... I actually, Augie T is a big TV personality, a radio person in Hawaii, and I opened for him. And it was really funny because I really toned it down, but I know a lot of Hawaiian references. I did a show at church full of Hawaiian people, and they loved it.
And that's hard to... So
I know.
funny.
I was even shocked, but like
Did the statues of Christ start bleeding?
I know. How come you didn't set on fire?
I was surprised myself, like... I kind of tongue. I mean, it's diluted like the way you put kimchi in the water, in a bowl full of water, right? But it was a really good exercise. That's not something I want to do all the time, but
no, but you're right. If it's something if you can do it
for a little bit, I mean, it's 15 minutes from the Augie T or whatever.
Yeah, it's just a bummer to get asked. I feel like I hate when they're like, "Can you do this clean?" I'm like, dude. You're just bumming me out.
You know why? Because it takes the adult fun
out of doing it.
It's like, listen, if you're all consenting adults, why do I have to act like we're children? I think it's juvenile. It's childish. It's like that pregnancy thing. I have this stupid app, and it sends you updates. And one of the things, the question was, will I pass stool while I'm in labor? Passing stool. Like, you can't even fucking say, will I take a dump on the table? Like, we're so childish, we can't even call it what it is.
Now, by the way,
Passing
speaking of
stool.
labor and whatnot.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
I'm pretty excited that you're going to be lactating soon. And
God.
it's one of the fetishes is adult breastfeeding. And this couple here.
Is it really?
Yeah, for sure. The guy's
some money.
real fixated on how long he can keep his wife lactating.
As long as she stays lactating, and hopefully I can keep her lactating.
Do you envision being lactating in 20 years?
I mean, it's possible.
I think Jeff and Michelle are going to be in for some rude awakenings down the road. And I would certainly encourage Jeff and Michelle to seek further counseling to explore these issues.
Oh, she sees it as deviant.
That's a therapist,
As far as I'm concerned, there's not really any need to consult the therapist further about the fetishes because it's not really harmful.
My hope for the future for Michelle and I are hopefully we'll have a big family.
Now, he only wants a big family so that she keeps lactating.
If we have 8 kids, then we'll have 8 kids.
8.
Oh my God.
I do want to have another child, but I want to wait at least.
Notice she goes, I do want to have another child. And he's like, maybe we'll have 8 kids. Because he just wants to keep sucking on those titties.
But if
what sorry to interrupt, what's your like sexual appetite? Is it different when you're pregnant, or is it the same, or?
I think it fluctuates. You know, some months it depends on what your body's doing.
I see.
It also depends person to person. We know we know couples where like the woman shuts it down. Like, no. Then there's hypersexual women.
And then there's pigs like us, right, babe?
That's what's up.
High five.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've just maintained a normal, healthy sexual, life.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it just depends on where you're. Sometimes you're in pain.
Yeah.
And you're just like, Then sometimes you feel like a normal person. So, but different strokes. Every woman's different.
Yeah.
That's what they keep saying.
I don't know how much time do you have left for this one. I just need to mention one thing that's
Sure. We got time.
We got time, by the way.
Yeah,
okay, good. You don't mind talking about this right now?
What are we talking about?
Okay.
Oh, I'm scared now.
Oh no, this is actually
about lactating.
No. It has nothing to do with that. So I don't know when I'll be out of the country in January, but my friend Igo Gunderson, we're going to be releasing a magazine called Illegal Magazine in San Francisco.
Wait, you're going to be releasing an illegal magazine?
No, that's the name of the magazine.
Oh, okay.
It's called Illegal Magazines, and this magazine and program was started in Copenhagen, Denmark, by a guy named Michael Olsen. He's a social entrepreneur. So these magazines are sold by addicts in Copenhagen, and many of the article pictures and artworks are done by addicts and former addicts. And basically, every time they sell these magazines, they keep 40%, and they use that money to buy drugs. So they don't have to prostitute themselves and commit petty crimes. And it's been going for a while. And Michael started this program where he's driving a van with a doctor and nurse, pick up an addict, and let them inject heroin back so prevent overdose. So what happened was he used to help Romanian kids, homeless kids, in the 80s and 90s. When he came back to Copenhagen, he noticed that all the syringes in his neighborhood. He started talking to addicts, and he thought he really needed to help these people in Copenhagen. And for a long time, the government was against it, but they implemented the program after a while because it was saving a lot of people's lives. So cities are driving around picking up people to, I am not suggesting drugs are good for you. I prefer that you don't do it. But if you do it, I consider it as a medical issue. And I don't think you're a bad person. And we want to, help you. But he also has a facility where people fix meals, place to write their business plan, and get job skills, and help them get out of the transition from being an addict. And there's another one, Drug Use Union, a guy named Mr. Jorgen. We've been kind of working to help people with drug issues. And they implement this program in London, too. So now we're going to release this magazine, hopefully sometime in January, where trying to raise money and help people with addiction issues, because I was a friend with Mitch Hedberg, and I love the guy. And it makes me sad. It's been a little over 10 years this year that he passed away. And we have tons of friends who, in comedy, Harris Widows, I only met him once, but it's just insane that we keep doing this drug war and throwing people in jail where they need medical help, not in jail,
Yeah.
So,
well, in the Netherlands, don't they give out heroin and clean needles to addicts so that they're not compromised? Their health isn't compromised. They don't have to rob people.
Sure.
It's actually, look, if you're going to be an addict, the Netherlands is a great place to be.
In Germany, I think in Frankfurt, they're called pump room, where you go, all the addicts will go in, and there's a clean room to put in heroin and clean needles to prevent spread of STD. And it's one of those pet peeves I have had for a long time. I don't like the drug war, which is misleading because war eventually ends, and this is this thing's been going a long time. So. If you have idea for articles, you have artwork for this magazine, you could dumbyoshi@gmail.com or Facebook or Twitter account. But yeah, we're trying to raise money, get this thing out.
What would you know what the content of this magazine will be?
Right now, we have the first issue. We have like former addicts. What was it like growing up in New York City. It just depends on the addict or former addicts writing anything to do with drug-related articles. But
any fun content or just all bummers about being?
Some of it is fun. Like we have sometimes comedians writing about when I think we might try to get Jason Rouse, another funny comedian, to write an article.
Yeah,
but
I could write an article about when I OD'd.
Oh, that we would love. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Are you being serious?
Yeah, I OD'd when I was 19.
Oh, we would love to have you write something, Yeah.
Sure.
It'll be the first North American issue of Illegal Magazine.
I'd love to.
And if you want to read about Illegal Magazine, there's been a couple clips on Vice, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It makes me feel sad to see these people are getting punished. I even met Cameron Douglas, Michael Douglas' son, through one of my friends 10 years ago in New York City. And he seemed like a wonderful person. We talked about politics, but
Is he still alive?
He's in jail. They just add another crazy amount of years in prison. Sentence because they found drugs with him. Look, he's getting punished. He needs drugs. These are people that needs medical attention, help. Putting them in jail makes absolutely no sense. So
I know.
it's and all the black young African American kids were wasting years of their lives always with the drug related stuff.
It's crazy.
If they're not violent criminal, they didn't rape anyone, then putting them for weed and stuff is just insane.
It's crazy. Well, I know. I totally agree with you, and it is a real problem. The justice system with respect to drug sentences and the way we police,
It started with Nixon because he wanted to go against his enemies. And what does inner cities and liberal, hippie, white people have one thing in common, which is drugs.
Right.
And he went after them. And people that used to work for Nixon said this is a disaster. It was a really bad thing for the country. And George Shultz, who used to work for Ronald Reagan, Secretary of Treasury and things like that, even he's saying through Hoover Institute in Stanford saying we need to legalize drugs. And Milton Friedman, too, the economist. He's dead now, but these are not like some drug fiends. These are super conservative people supporting Nixon and Reagan. They just think that drug policy is a disaster, absolutely disaster.
I agree.
So
futile.
So this is one of the things I do, and I try to use some of my money from that medical lab to do Illegal Magazine. But, if people could help and donate money and things like that.
Where can they go?
Do a Kickstarter.
YoshiDent.com, and there's a donate section. Or you could go Illegal Magazine and email them you want to donate money. But we're trying to print 5,000 issues. I mean, I like to release 10,000 issues of that magazine and help. People in San Francisco have been very open. Like, we had problem in Berlin. They were very mistrustful of the program. But the people who are helping with the drug issues in San Francisco, they've been very kind. They really want to help people with drugs. And hopefully we get published in January. So we've been looking for writers, artists, and Tom, if you could write it, that'd be fantastic.
I will. I told him I would write about when I OD'd.
Oh yeah.
To be the first American issue of the illegal magazine.
Sure.
Yeah, we would love
Very
it.
cool.
Speaking of, just a change of topic here, but
shitting my pants.
No, this is we had this audio this sent in a while back. I don't think we played it with Cholos when they try
kale
chips.
Oh, I love this
Have you
heard this?
Cholos? Like
Yeah, I know who
Mexican
they are.
Trying kale chips for the first time. Like they've never been given. You know what kale chips are?
No.
Like potato chips made from kale, like the.
Oh no!
Yeah, so it's like how.
That's like a fancy white people food, right?
Exactly.
Super white.
Yeah. So this is them trying it.
Kale chips. Kale. It look like some weed in here.
And then they gave them kombucha too.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It looks like something else.
You can smell it right out the bag, too.
It's like marijuana to me.
This is chips?
They all think it looks like weed.
Because it totally
does. It does.
It does?
Yeah, like you trying to get me arrested. I'm not taking
I'm on
that.
parole, G.
Yeah.
It's like it looks like nugs, like little nuggets, you know, because it's all dried and kind of curled up, and it looks like a dried up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like a little bundle.
Yo,
If I walk up to the homies
they
with
packed
this,
it up real
they're gonna
nice.
be like,
and played it off, huh? Like, what you eating, chips?
dude, if I show my dad this, he'll be like, oh, he'll start breaking his table up and like, let's break it up. Like, how much is that? Like a gram?
It looks like a little nugget.
I wonder what happened if we smoke this. I mean, it doesn't smell that
No,
good,
for real.
bro. It don't make you want to be like
It still gets
eating.
you up in the
It's
streets.
like
Like,
I like it now. I didn't like it at first, but I like it. It just looks weird. Like, what am I really eating? Look, it's like disintegrated in my mouth. Yeah, like it crumbled.
it's fucking weird. Like,
All right. Well, I thought at first I didn't like it, but then you kind of get used to it. Let me break it up. Let me break it up. Look.
I want more.
Hey, dog.
I just want one.
Dog.
Is this weed, dog? I feel like I'm getting high now.
Kombucha?
This is like some chloroform, isn't it?
Didn't they have a thing on them on a National Geographic, the kombucha? There was a tribe or something. Was that them?
Nah, that's that girl from YouTube. I like it. I like everything.
Dude, I could watch these guys try shit all day.
Did you see the video where they had these three women between 60 to 80 years old and they're trying marijuana for the first time?
Yeah.
I don't think
That's
I saw
a good
that.
one, too.
No.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They start giggling within 20 minutes.
Did you we got this pulled this back out for you because I want to know how often this happens in the business. This is after a guy and a girl shot a scene.
Can you feel me coming inside you?
Yes.
What does it feel like?
There's felt liquid in there. Normally I don't feel liquid in there.
Do you usually let guys come inside you?
No.
Okay. What kind of birth control are you on?
My birth control is Plan B.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Dum dum, huh?
Yeah, my birth control is plant.
What a
Not even
dum-dum.
thinking about it. Is that pretty common?
Yeah, depends on the girl. If they're professional, they think making this as a business. Yeah. But there's other goofy ones like, whatever goes,
So they always thinking about that. Thinking about that money.
It was just
You like that thing?
type thing.
You know?
Today I did 2 cream pies, but all I did was just I went to Walgreens, got the Plan B pill.
Yeah.
So
I thought they gave you extra for that, didn't they?
yeah.
Oh, that's the Netflix one, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you know this one, yeah.
Have you seen it?
It's
Yeah.
good.
Did you feel really bad for them, or you jerk off?
It's the same. It's the same fucking story. There's always one like, go see their family. They're upset.
Yes,
it's the
give
same
us
story.
some insight, please.
It's like Hoop Dream, right? Remember at the end of the documentary, the coach like, okay, Wang leaves. There's another one will replace that person.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But it is kind of like that. It's a revolving door, and these girls don't make like
But hooker math
nearly
rate.
enough. Yeah, here's
This
the
is hooker
math.
math.
Listen to her money talk.
They gave me an extra $100 for that, and Plan B pill is only like 40 something bucks, so that's
Yeah.
$60 that I get to keep. Why not? Like,
For 2 cream pies, and she gets to keep $60 because Plan B is only 40, right?
You know what I mean?
Two guys come inside of you. It's kind of
Bam,
worth
bam,
it.
bam, bam. Always hustling, getting that money.
yeah,
Stay
it's
paid.
if they're doing a couple porn things that they'd be famous and go on the road stripping because you're like a headliner, the stripper version of a headliner,
Right.
that's one thing. But the money situation is really weird now, because companies are making the same kind of money, and there's so many free porn tube shit. And,
Is that what's killed money making tube sites?
Yeah, and I mean, the demand for porn is never going to change. It's whether you collect money for it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the big problem.
That's what we're talking about before the show, before we started taping, is that why even do porn now if you're a woman? You may as well just be a prostitute, be a hooker, and that way you can have a life. Like
Right.
poor Brie Olson, she's, living in Indianapolis trying to be normal,
Yeah.
but she can't because everybody knows she did porn.
Yeah, and
It's stupid now to even do it.
It's
Just be a hooker, you dirtbag.
you dirtbag,
dummy. And then,
But if you're
and
a
then keep it
famous
private.
porn star doing private, you make way
That's
more
true.
money.
But that's different. It's harder to get famous now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the stars that I know of are older bitches like Belladonna, your Jenna Jameson, your Tara. I don't know who's hip
I don't really
now.
know. I don't know who the big star is now either.
Who's the big star of right now that we don't know about? That's like the mega porn star. I don't know. Does it exist?
Towels could have AIDS.
Yeah.
I don't know if that paradigm exists anymore, which sucks.
It
You
really is tough. I mean, I don't think you're going to have anyone like Sasha Grey level fame.
Or Tara Patrick, she's an empire. Like she
was.
Not anymore. It's fallen off, or what's going on?
I mean, when she was started, she was the first girl to be on the cover of Penthouse and Playboy at the same time. It's never been done before, but every time I see this figure like Forbes, like top 10 money-making porn star, I never believe that figures at all. It sounds like fucking bullshit to me.
You think that it's inflated?
I don't know where they get this number because I talked to Sasha and stuff, and she just laughed like, I wish that was true. I really wish it was true.
Is she a big money? She doesn't make a lot of money now, right?
She makes money doing other things, but
Right.
not porn, because porn. Once you make a movie, that's it. You
But
don't
what's
get
the other
residual.
thing she could be money making doing?
Boy, she makes pretty decent money. Looks like DJing.
DJing.
Oh wow,
She
that's
flies her-
awesome. That's your business.
She flies all over the world.
She flies, so she escorts.
No. She doesn't
Oh.
escort. She DJs, and she wrote a romance novel, and it was
Oh.
bestseller in Russia, in Spain. Like I don't know how that happened.
Now, DJing wise,
Wow.
she's a known DJ. Like people request.
I guess because I don't know how good she is DJing, but because of her name attached to it, people pay money. And she's big in Russia. She's
course.
huge. Did you know when Russia invaded
Michael
Crimea,
Uh-huh.
Russian government used her as propaganda, saying Sasha Grey volunteered to be a nurse and she was killed in action, things like that.
Holy shit!
You
Really?
remember? You didn't hear about that early in the year? Yeah,
I heard about obviously the Crimea part, but I didn't know anything
Yeah,
about
and
them.
I called and what? She answered yeah, we were laughing
Is she of Russian descent? Is she Ruski?
She's Greek.
She's Greek.
Everyone thinks she's half Asian because of her eyes, but she's not. She's nothing Asian, but she's most popular in Russia. I don't know what it
weird.
is. It's like
You never know which cultural niche.
Now, are you open to me DJing more?
Well, Tom wants to become a DJ, and
you've done that before,
dude.
I mean,
I want to really get into it. Like,
you should.
yeah. Now,
Russell does
now
it every time he does a big show. He does DJ and stuff too. They love it.
He does it himself now before the show.
I told you, man.
I thought he hired. He had those
like
two
after
guys.
party, and he'll show up and DJ and things like that. He's really good.
That's what I'm
good,
saying.
yeah.
Let me DJ at my after parties.
Who
you
are
know?
the DJs that we toured with when you went to England with him?
Yeah, Spinbad and
Spin
Scratch.
Bad. Yeah, those guys.
Follow
are cool.
DJ Spinback. He's
Starting from
They're
scratch.
Great. Starting
Unbelievable.
From scratch,
Yeah.
Those guys were so much fun too. We had the best time with
yeah,
them.
and we were with like their wasn't
But you know what?
Starting
DJs
from Scratch had his fiance at the
Yeah,
time,
they're
right?
awesome.
Those guys are way better than all this other top.
Oh yeah,
money-making,
yeah.
But part of it have to do with showmanship. I don't know what they do so different from those guys with actual skills, and I don't understand it. But
Who knows what goes into that?
but if you're into it, you should do it.
I
mean,
fucking told you.
well, can we? Yeah, I think you should.
it could be extra
She's
revenue.
really against it.
Why?
She just thinks it's too juvenile and just like I shouldn't I shouldn't get my equipment and start. I told her it's my passion. You know, I'm not good now, but that doesn't mean I won't get better at it, and then I could tack it onto my shows.
I think
Yeah.
when you become super famous, and I know you guys well, and you have DJing, that name alone will put you in that like income category with DJing.
Oh,
for sure.
really? Oh, I can't. I didn't think about it that way, Yosh.
I mean, that like, why not? You know.
I mean, imagine, let's say I get just
but you know
a
what?
little
For
more
me-
famous, and then I have my stand-up show at whatever venue,
Yeah.
some nice theater,
Mm-hmm.
and then afterwards you can come. I'm going to scratch at this club.
Sure.
Yeah.
Additional revenue.
Well, you love nightlife. I mean, you're always out until 4 a.m.
I'm scratching.
You love people, clubs, club environment.
This is something I threw together.
Yeah, it's great. I love
what
this.
you guys told
I
each
love
other
this.
about that.
I did this on my own, just as like a audition paper.
Really good.
Are you being serious right now? I wish the listener could see their faces. I wish.
It's horrible. This is terrible. This is music. You did this.
Speak for yourself.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
But you know,
Dog shit.
Tom, I'm being serious about this.
Horrible music. This is music. Kids listen to this crap.
You'd be so good. You are so good.
Don't encourage him,
Like
Yoshi.
ESPN sports announcing. Like
Yes. Yes, that's
you are
what I'm.
so good.
Can't you see him
Thank
being
you.
on one of these football shows?
You are so good, and
Yes.
obviously you'll be so much funnier than the guy doing.
Yes.
But you're right there because
I've been saying
I
that.
know just enough when you're talking. Like this motherfucker knows what he's talking
Yes.
about.
I do love football.
And can I tell you, these old assholes on these ESPN, all these the shows you watch,
Yeah.
all of these are 100-year-old white guys. They look like fucking droopy dog. They look like they're dead. They wouldn't let a woman that ugly on television. Meanwhile, it's 4 old fucking POSs. You need to be on this stuff.
You're
You know
so good. You're
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
so good.
God damn it. Who do we call?
So I think I could see you. Like, you know, one of my favorite things to listen to every week is Bill Simmons. I love that guy.
Yeah.
He became famous nationally because he's able to talk about Boston sports, which is only particularly the fans for Boston only, but he's able to put pop culture reference to make everyone in the country appreciate it.
Right.
You're a funny guy. You can make
There
all the
you
fun
go.
reference. Whereas you, with
Yes.
a philosophy and advice,
Hooker.
you're very funny, and I could see you a talk show where you're helping people with, you know,
Yeah, with their,
Monday through
their
Friday.
life.
She loves that kind of
the
stuff.
white Oprah over here.
I love being
We just need
white
Yoshi to
Oprah.
be our agent. That's all
Yeah,
we need.
when are you going to become an agent so you can make all our dreams come true, Yosh?
You guys it's gonna happen. But the philosophy stuff, boy,
There you
I
go.
listen to that. You're very good at what do you do.
Speaking of, give a plug.
Lick, lick, lick.
That's Deep Bro podcast. Every week I do it.
Fuck on my nails, so I'ma pick it up with chopsticks.
Jesus
Mouth wide open, mouth wide open, mouth wide open like I was at the dentist. Mouth wide open, mouth wide open.
Do you like
But
this
it's so
song, Yoshi?
deep, I can't speak a sentence.
Yeah, Yoshi likes it.
I could see you doing TED conference. Seriously,
Oh,
comedy and
that's so
philosophy combined.
Nerdy, isn't it?
I mean, you do get to flex that muscle with that Deep Pro every week.
I
though.
do. Yeah, I get to talk some shit.
And you've been doing work, by the way. I should.
know,
Our listeners, I
trying.
hope they appreciate that,
You know that-
you've been
you know
banking
that-
episodes.
trying.
You know the funny thing that they do during the TED conference?
Yeah.
They have a Bill conference. You know what that is?
No.
Remember Bill and Ted?
Oh yeah. I
So
love Bill
whichever
and
city
Ted.
that have a TED conference, these goofballs will have a conference with the goofy shit. Like
That's hilarious.
they have a conference like learn to take shit stain out of your pants.
That's our conference.
You guys should do that
Where's
conference during
Bill?
the TED conference. Like, hey, you can't afford to go to TED conference? Come to your mom's house conference.
That's really funny.
I
But they
like
do.
that.
This is true. Like I read it.
How much does it cost to go to a TED? Is it really expensive?
5,000.
What?
Yeah.
To go?
Yeah, and I think you have to get. I don't know how that
Come
works. but
on.
Wait, as an audience member,
You have to pay a lot. to
get
go
your
in.
life. Who can afford it? These,
I gotta look this
these
up.
white nerds.
But you guys could do a conference every
God.
city with TED conference.
It's a great
Your mom
idea.
house conference.
I love Bill. That's kind of what we do in your mom's house live. It's just us talking about shitting with people.
But you should have conference.
I
where
know. It's a very important issue. Have you ever shit on somebody?
You have to
or
apply.
someone shit on you?
You have to apply to go.
I'm asking Yoshi have you ever
Sorry.
done that stuff? Pooping on people?
I did that once in Germany, but it's not
you
my
got
thing.
shit on or that you shit on
I had a
someone?
plastic bag over me. I'm not a weirdo.
Yeah, clearly.
Look at Tom's face.
What's up, babe?
The cost to go to this.
Well, how much is a TED conference?
Okay, first of all, you apply.
See if you qualify to go.
I'm
To
sorry,
go,
to
yeah.
be an audience member?
And to pay.
Oh, fuck them. Fuck
When you
these
apply,
snobs.
you'll need to provide your credit card information. If we approve the application, we will notify you and charge your card
Fuck
2
off.
business days later. Man.
Everybody boycott going these snobs.
That's why you need to
Ugh.
have your mom's house conference same week.
I gotta tell you this.
It's a great. Let's look at their schedule and follow
Do
them.
it.
I think it's a great
And
idea.
then it says membership options
them.
and benefits.
Yeah.
So this is tied into the application process. The standard one is standard conference membership benefits. So I guess you get to go to these.
Mhm.
You get conference attendance, online networking access, and conference video archive.
Mhm.
That's sold out. So there's no available for this next one, which is in Vancouver, February 15 to 19. $8,500. $8,500.
No way.
The donor level one is still available. You can apply. You have to apply for them to accept your money.
Oh, come on.
You get the donor benefits. You get the conference attendance, online networking access, conference video archives, plus recognition in the program. Let's see. You get early access to, you get in the theater early, standby seating. There's a private event, early renewals, the TED Book Club. That is $17,000.
Who's affording these nerd?
There's another
conferences?
level. The level is it's a TED conference patron membership, a special 5-year membership category. To further support
absurd.
TED's goals with a more substantial annual contribution. You must apply also for this. You get all the stuff that I mentioned before, plus VIP hotel assistance, concierge meeting rooms.
And get this, my friend Eddie Wong got kicked out of the show because he left the conference and did DVD ASA thing, and they got mad at him. Not only that, speakers do not get paid, and 2, he was telling me like he had to share a room with another speaker and things like that. It's a big money making thing for TED conference.
Well, this level is $150,000.
Fuck them. How about we just watch it free on YouTube, like everybody else?
I know, it just sounds great. So
Why would you
Eddie
come?
was
Eddie
a
Wan?
member, or was he a speaker?
He was a speaker. And
Well, it's-
you're supposed, even after you giving the speech, you're supposed to stay at the hotel and at the conference, mingle with the other speaker and whatnot. He left middle of it, did DVD ASA, and he was one of the first one ever to get kicked out of TED conference. And also, they were mad at Sarah Silverman for using
her jokes. I remember that.
and she's hilarious. How you invited her, and you know what she's about. She did exactly.
Yeah, she did what
she was
does.
hilarious.
She made fun of. What did she make fun of? You remember?
She said that she want to adopt a baby or something, but responsibility this and that. So she want to adopt a baby with cancer. So this person will die within 6 months. You know what kind of person would do that? She goes, amazing person. So yeah, she was great. But yeah, they got mad at her because
what a bunch of nerds.
they're just like fake outrage and bunch of fucking babies.
Offended. Everybody's offended.
Yeah.
That's so funny that she did that. I love her so much more now.
She's great.
I love her.
So maybe you guys should think about, really, that would be funny, like
An anti-TED
YMH conference during the TED
conference. And we can invite other like-minded podcasters, right?
Yeah.
Talk
man.
about their bowel movements, too. It's so important. It's so... Now, how are your bowel movements with these medical...
Oh, good one. Not this study, but last one.
Yeah.
Every day, they'll check your vitals, make sure you're okay, but they also ask you about AE, which is adverse effect. And nobody wouldn't say anything. So like, I guess I'm the only troublemaker having a problem because my shit is green. I was shitting green for that whole time. Yeah.
Wait, and which test was this for?
This was Alzheimer's medication.
And oh my God,
My shit was
green.
completely like Shrek green.
Wow. And was it like a soft or hard?
It was hard.
Oh my
hard
God.
green shit is coming out of my asshole.
That's a maze.
Look
at that. Tom's face.
Yeah.
Green shit?
Yeah, green shit.
Ugh, Jesus.
You had some hot ones last night. Was it the night before?
I think it was the night before, yeah.
Like hot fours?
Yeah, 4.5s, yeah.
Always. See, I think that's your wheelhouse is the hot four.
I have a tomorrow workout at noon.
Oh, you're going to shit.
Yeah.
I think you guys explained to me what's the number range means again.
1 to 7. Do we have a mug with us?
No, I took it home. But
See, this is the kind of conference I want to hear at the YMH conference.
1 to 7. 1 is real bad. I mean, that's
hard or
hard. Yeah,
pellets.
that's what you're constipated. You're dehydrated.
Like rabbit pellets.
It's really, really, like passing glass.
In fact, when I was shitting green, I remember I had to shit bad, but I couldn't shit it. It was so bad, I was in pain. I had to put my finger in my asshole and break this shit into half. Yeah, I had to do that.
I've actually thought of doing that so many times.
It was hurting so bad because it was clogged.
Yeah.
Right?
My dad told me about this. He did this and he had to go to the doctor, and it was like a warning sign. They were like, you really need to hydrate a lot more. They were really concerned for him, man.
I was drinking a lot. It's just the medication, I think.
Well, right.
And
right.
did your dad put his own finger up his
asshole? Yeah.
Yeah. Believe me.
Yeah.
It's
You're in that much pain, you have to do it.
I know.
Ooh,
I know. I
God.
don't blame you.
God damn it.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Do you know...
Look at that face.
Do you know black salami, by the way? I don't think we've ever brought this up to you.
No, what's that?
You want to see some big, black, lazy dick? Well, I'm going to show you some dick.
Look at the size of his cock. That's why they call him black salami.
Black salami.
Is this a gay porn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally gay.
But what you don't know what caused the green shit, or you do?
The
I missed that
medication.
part. Oh, it was the
The
medication.
meds. Wow.
When I stopped taking it, it stopped being green.
Wow.
You saw
Cause
that.
and effect.
You solved that mystery.
Yeah,
for sure.
wow.
Wow.
So wait, so you had someone shit on you in Germany? Is that what you said, or you shit on?
I mean, I keep hearing Jim Norton talking about it. Like, all right, I'll try it. I don't want to be like.
He's done it.
Jim is famous for that. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Of being shit on or shitting?
Shitting on.
Why
Oh,
did and that's one of his kinks? He likes that.
He loves it. Yeah.
Really? What do you think?
Are you serious? You never heard this before?
No. We love Jim, but no.
And it sounds not cheap. Like he paid $200-$400 for something.
Oh, I figured that was real cheap. I figured $20 for that. I take a shit on him. Who cares?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that would take a shit on someone.
God damn it.
Okay, so anyway,
like shit porn. I noticed like Germans like the kind of shit that like stick on your body, whereas the Japanese like the slippery shit kind of bounce off your chest.
And do you put a tarp on? Does Jim put a tarp on himself?
I think so.
Or skin to skin?
Like one of those
brown to brown.
Clear plastic bag.
Oh, so the shit doesn't actually hit him?
I don't think so. I think he told me like clear plastic over his chest.
Well, I've had an idea for an art expo for years that I really want to make happen, which is that like we go into like a warehouse.
Okay.
And like, so it has like 60-foot ceilings, right?
Right.
And then up on a level, like let's say 30 feet up, it's a glass walkway.
Yeah.
And there's 4 glass toilets.
Yeah.
With glass tubing.
Yeah.
And then we have different people with different body builds, different races. Yeah. And they go up there and they just shit. And everybody below watches it fall down. So you have like a big fat white guy, a skinny Asian girl, and then so it's just like a shit expo. I think that would be really interesting to see.
Really neat
Tom,
idea.
I'm very impressed. That's very clever.
Thank you.
Now this could be like your TED expo, and
I mean, I think it's more for the artsy crowd. It's not just the expo.
I really don't know. I know this is a strategy, but I don't know what it is about German culture. But like they have fetish.
This
for
is,
that
by the
stuff.
way, this is what's keeping me off of ESPN. I think. This audio.
maybe, yeah. The Germans are known for Scheiße porn.
They love it, right?
Why? I wonder what that is. Now,
Michael Lewis talked about it in his book during the German financial crisis, and he even said in Frankfurt one of the buildings looked like giant toilet throne. But it go back even their religion. But it's something to do with Martin Luther. I'm maybe joking. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, the baby's
He just sits on you weird.
So I don't know what it is, but at least they don't have a shame about it, which I like.
Yeah.
It's like that's like a normal body function, and anytime you make that weird, you're causing more problem. So
Yeah, it's better to normalize it.
I think so, too.
That's our. You know what? That's been our mission all along at your mom's house. It's always been a higher goal, right, Tom?
Absolutely.
It's not just that we like talking about shit.
So it's just
We're trying to help people.
Yeah. Well, we tried to help that kid Diego.
Yeah, we did help Diego.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's Diego's a guy we found online who wants to get into fart porn, and he put his phone number out there, and we kind of put it out to our listenership. And
why do you think? What's the psychology behind it? Like I'm not making any sort of judgment thing, but why do you think they're? What is it about it that you think they like? You think?
I don't know.
I wish somebody could explain that to me.
I know me. Honestly, I can't be. I don't know because my spectrum doesn't go. I don't know. I can't even empathize with it. Like I have a hard time even
with farts. You mean?
With sexualizing. Yeah.
Excuse me if I'm getting ready to get emotional, but please, I'm praying that if any white males out there listening, I'm 31 years of age. I'm not drinking, and the videos I made, I was never drinking, and I was serious, and this is not a joke. Please, I live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and right now, this is the middle of October. Christmas will be like in 2 months. Please, please. It's still like warm here, like.
Okay. Wait, is that the Diego guy you were talking about?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
So
yeah.
you talked to him before?
Oh yeah.
This is no bullshit.
This is not bullshit.
No.
Hey, if that's what he's into, it's not harming anyone.
No.
No,
we're very pro whatever you're into for sure at this show.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man.
It's so different from Joe Rogan's podcast.
What?
Yeah.
He's trying to save the world. Here we are talking about that. Trannies and asshole and farts.
We're trying to help the world too,
Yeah, we're trying to help the world in our own way. But yeah, that's our little boy Diego, our fart son.
Wait, so do you guys already find out? So
our little beautiful guppy.
So it's going to be a little boy.
It's a boy.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Little beef
Chinese
cream.
people approve.
So happy. The what?
Chinese
people approve.
That's right, of course. Yeah, dude. There's going to be so many farts and balls and dicks in my house. I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
I can't wait because I think
God, 2 more
Tom's
weeks,
going to be taking him to football games, playing catch.
Of course. Do you think you'll ever have a girlfriend, Yosh?
I have a lot of close female friends, but does this make sense? In Japan, they don't have a predominant religion. The three major ones, that's different things. If you're getting married, you use Shinto rituals. If somebody dies, Buddhist rituals, and day-to-day ethical way of dealing with people and being kind to people. Confucianism, right? I like having sex with the girls. I don't have a relationship with them. I like having female friends here, but I don't want to mix sex with them because it will always complicate things, I think.
You think so? So you don't think you could have a friendship and an emotional intimacy with someone and have sex with them? I like emotional.
To separate I like
or?
Emotional intimacy with that person, but
right.
not. I think once you bring sex, that's my history. We get mad at each other or not friends anymore. But
you think sex would ruin the intimacy of a friendship, of a relationship?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, that's my. Well, believe me, I'm crazy, so I have problems,
Yeah.
But it's obviously it's a problem, but I just got to work.
Well, it sounds like you're working around it, though. It sounds like it's working for you, whatever you're doing. So,
but I do have
it's not
female
a problem.
friends, my friend Hosanna just been back to New Zealand. It's really fun talking to her, and I obviously Len Hedberg's ex-wife, and like I love talking.
You guys
to her.
are friends?
Yeah, and like
That's good.
I love talking to you. I adore you, and like Aiko Tanaka, Rosie Tran, they're like my kid sisters, you know.
Yeah.
But I do have female friends, but like I don't know how to do that.
How to cross, like how to have both sexual
Yeah.
and intimate. It's just not happening in your brain.
I'm
Yeah.
friend with Sasha Grey, and I like adore her too. But like I never could even imagine taking her in a sexual way at all.
Yeah.
You think of her strictly platonic.
I like having those relationships more than having sex with a girl, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I will say, over the years, we've known you now for a while. You
Yeah.
come into the show. This is probably the mellowest, and you seem very balanced. You seem like you're in a good place right now. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's primarily because I'm ending my podcast, and there's been the stuff that been bothering me for a long time, but I'm going to talk about it the second to last episode.
Why are you ending it because you're going abroad?
No,
Or just over
it's
it?
it started feeling like work, you know, and I'm getting burned out, and I don't want to just put stuff on for sake of just putting it out there.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I'll be happy just ending it. But yeah, I've been thinking about this for like the last year or so, and like I know exactly what I want to talk about, but stuff that I never talked about. I mean, kind of mentioned a little bit to you guys and the people who are close to me, but that end is near in a positive thing, you know, like I think I could move on. And I'm 46 and like I'm finally reaching like a
Are you
really
fucking serious?
I feel I'm at the more comfortable
Look amazing.
place, you know.
Yeah.
But
Do you dye your hair?
No grace.
That's just,
dude. You look.
How do you have no grace?
Yeah.
probably those medical testing stuff. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. But
crazy.
Wow, hookers keep you young.
But you didn't know, like
Gotta
having
get into it, babe.
I know.
I don't have to explain myself. You're never judgmental. You will say like, you know, I mean, you were concerned for me. Like you said, like, you know, I don't want to lecture you, but if you want to help, I have a good therapist. You know, like you were never yell at me or trying to force me to do anything, and that's all I ever want from anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know that you cared, and I care about you guys, and you're very kind. But with me screaming, yelling like the way my tempestuous relationship with Dave Cho, that shit does never work for me. That shit will never work for me.
Do you guys speak at all anymore or no? It hasn't. It's been a while. Right?
I haven't talked to him since April of 2013.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
I texted him once when he got in trouble for the whole rape thing last year, but
and did you get a response back or no?
yeah, he it was just like a casual thing, you know.
Mm.
He said something stupid. It never happened. He's not a sexual rapist at all. He was
Right.
just been making up some stupid story, and all the outrage group website got mad at him, you know. And
Yeah.
you know, I could say crazy stuff. I never have to worry. You know, I say I say all kinds of racial, sexual, crazy stuff. That shit, I will never worry if people are getting mad at me. But he has money and famous. You know,
Yeah,
like
sure.
he shouldn't be saying that because I have no money. Like, you want to sue me? Go ahead. I don't give a shit. You know. So.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But yeah, I feel like I'm in a better place. I'm ending it in January. I talk about everything. In fact, once I talk about it, I'd like you to listen to it. And I'd love to
Okay.
do that philosophy podcast. Talk
Sure.
about it.
Yeah. Well, let me know when you're ready. And,
Oh,
and
email.
we'll
You guys
go on.
could pick any number of topics.
You know what we should do? Why don't we do prostitution?
That, and I'd like to talk about the episode I did, prostitution. But the third one is there's like 5 or 6 old Japanese movies I would like you to watch. They're
Okay.
amazing. And
Well, write them down. I'll watch them.
By the way, we didn't bring about this is a news story that came about a week ago. We didn't do it in our last episode. That a man in Texas is accused of assaulting his girlfriend after she refused to smell his armpit. CBS 7 reports that
Yeah.
Robinson Pena Bolivar's girlfriend said the argument started while she was washing dishes and he asked her to smell his armpit. When she refused, an argument reportedly ensued where she was hit in the back of the head with a closed fist and held up against a knife.
Jeez.
He was arrested at a traffic stop. He told authorities he did not threaten the woman, that he threw the knife into the sink angrily. He's being held on $25,000 bond. My whole thing basically is just
What do you find?
It's only smells. Okay. It's only smells.
it just smells, you know.
Is that in Florida?
This was I think it was Texas, right?
Oh, close enough.
It's Midland, Texas.
I just feel like
Been to Midland.
you have to respect your partner and find out what she likes, and you got to work around that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean,
what in that situation, your girl, she wants you to smell her armpit, but you don't like armpits. What do you do there?
you just don't force her. Like I like licking armpits, but some girls are not into that. I'm not going to.
Do you really?
Yeah,
That's a thing. Now, do you like it to be? Now, if it has deodorant, doesn't that?
it doesn't bother me. I mean, I wouldn't like if she didn't take a shower for a long time, but if she just worked out and she's got that like a worked out
That
sweat,
fresh musk.
That doesn't bother me at all. It's
That's
like-
kind of the best part, right?
Yeah.
yeah. Do you like? But I'm saying if there's deodorant caked under, then you're just kind of getting a chemical taste, right?
I mean, I wouldn't like it, but I'm not going to be upset over it.
But you prefer a nude.
Yeah.
Now, do you like it?
You could literally taste what's going on in her body, I think.
Really?
It's like a credit reporter, really.
A credit report.
If she's eating bad, like, sometime when you're licking a pussy and it tastes sour,
Yeah.
it's a diet thing, you know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Or the smell, whatever. And I'm not attacking women with smell because I think guys girls will tell me like something not right with that diet, you know?
They can tell right away.
Oh, yeah. And like a lot of my gay friends tell me like their boyfriend or husband's cum tastes weird. You know?
And they know there's some lifestyle things going on.
Sure, absolutely.
Did you stumble onto liking armpits, or did you?
It's like taste change over the years, right? Like
Right.
there are things like when you're younger you didn't like certain food and they change, and I think sexually you change too, you know.
So you didn't know you liked armpits though for a long time.
I mean, I don't know who asked me to try it. It was a prostitute, and I tried it, and like
you liked it.
Yeah.
Well, that he actually likes armpits.
You like armpits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The smellier the better, or do you like them deodorized?
I'm not into like bad smell, but like if it's like I was telling Tom, like if it smells like she just worked out, that doesn't bother me.
Because that's fresh sweat.
That's what we're
That's
saying.
not bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like days and days. Do you like a ripe?
No.
No.
No, but he
Fresh.
said that you can basically taste what's going on in her body, like
For sure.
You like in the armpit, it's just
I
like
bet.
on her cooch.
Yeah.
you can tell something's going on with the diet. You can-
Absolutely.
how do you know this?
Because being pregnant, like your body changes so much. Like
Sure.
I feel like I smell different. Just
Mhm.
everything coming out of me
Yeah.
smells different. And
There's
just 'cause-
definitely like a glow to you.
Thanks. I don't know.
There
about
is.
that.
You're beautiful.
But my shit smells different. My farts, my sweat. Like
well, I mean, obviously you're shitting for
everything.
two people,
Yeah.
So your asshole is on overtime right now.
browning for two.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all connected. And your diet for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. If you didn't we have a friend who, when the husband ate McDonald's, she could smell it in his sweat
Oh, I bet.
or in his farts.
In his fart.
In the fart, she
he
would be like,
farted, and
"Ye-
she would go. You ate
Yeah, ask
McDonald's
Diego. I'm
today."
sure guys who
Yeah.
are vegetarian, their fart smells different
Oh,
from
for
another.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but my friend said he was like caught. You know, he would be like, he'd fart, and she would go, "You had McDonald's today." He was like,
Whoa. Ass worshiper.
Yeah, yeah.
Whisperer, I mean.
Yeah,
The
she knew. She knew right
That's
away.
too much, though. I would hate to do that.
But you do eat, like, even if you're alone, you eat certain foods, bad
Oh,
food,
yeah.
and you fart, you're like, oh,
It's my impression is like too much meat and alcohol is not a good combo.
That's no good.
Yeah.
Yeah, beer.
steaks. Whenever I have a big steak, I get
Yeah.
those beef farts where you're like, ooh.
Your beef farts are horrible.
Yeah, they are really something, man.
You know what makes you fart a lot too is like salads, like kale. When we have salad at home, I don't like those ones.
Yeah, as soon as you eat,
Hot and sticky.
you know it too. It's just it's pretty immediate, you know. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't take that long to
Huh.
get into
Yeah.
effect. I mean, sometimes it's the seafoods too.
Yeah.
Like it'll be something I don't expect, but like I'll go get sushi or something, and then I think it's that's different bacteria. It's different, working in your system, your guts, and then immediately those farts and those dumps smell.
I don't know
different.
what it is. I mean, I can't say about every Asian person, but for at least Japanese people, we don't really sweat like other race.
No, I know.
And
I know.
Asians don't sweat.
And deodorant's not a big business in Japan either.
Dirty and disgusting.
And you guys aren't as fat, and I think part of that is because you don't eat dairy. There's no cheese in your diet.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
You think that's it?
I think part of it is, yeah. You guys eat like protein and vegetables, right? Asian.
Eat the poo-poo.
Yeah.
Not so much the Chinese.
Yeah.
Eat the poo-poo.
It's true. All right. Well, I think we should wrap this up.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yoshi,
been,
anything else you wanted to bring up or plug? Nice thing. It's a fart medley.
Only thing I have is I'm working on 2 comic books. One guy, Anthony Bench, he's coming up to pick me up as we speak.
Oh,
but
okay. Good.
He's working on
Better than the buses.
my medical testing thing. He wanted to make a comic book on that. And my friend Mark Jones, he is his sister's married to Jonathan Branstein, who is the Patrice and Jim Norton's manager. But I told him some idea. I was talking to him one time about it's kind of like science fiction and philosophy. He liked it so much he wanted to make a comic book out of it.
Oh, how cool.
That's great.
That's really cool.
So that's pretty much it. I've been doing podcasts, going on the road. I've been doing more headlining gigs.
Good for you.
Good.
Just doing shitty venues, but I've been doing a lot of that.
You got to flex that muscle, though,
So it's been a good year. And I mean, I like to thank Randy Puga, who let me stay at his place for over a year, and he's been very supportive. And we're ready to open a room in K-Town, stand up. So if you guys ever want to come down,
that'd be fun.
Great. Yeah.
So Yoshi did.
I'm doing it with Angie Crum. That's another person I'm working.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where can people find you? YoshiDidn't.com, right?
Yeah, and
at Yoshi Obayashi.
On Twitter. And if they want to help me with the Illegal Magazine, and if you have idea for articles, you want to help people with the drug issues, dumbyoshi@gmail.com. Okay. Or Twitter account, Facebook.
Dumbyoshi@gmail.com. All right. That's funny. No, it's just funny, man.
And I'll be doing shows in Europe. But thanks, guys. I love doing this show. You guys never make me nervous. You're not judgmental.
Of course.
Your fans are so cool.
They love you.
They're just so fun.
Sweetest little guppies you could ever imagine.
We love you too,
and
Yosh.
yeah, we do.
It's
love
always
you.
funny to your mom's house. That's so
And by the way, since we moved to this studio,
It's awesome.
You're the first guest. We still haven't put even all our things for the wall are still in boxes.
And last thing is I when I was downstairs looking at the sign with room 101 CPA, dentist, whatever. YMH. It looks cool. It looks like
it's a real
covert.
official thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Accountant.
They have no idea what we're doing here.
They have
Nobody
no
has
idea.
any clue.
All right. As always, thank you guys for listening to the show. Please go to yourmomshousepodcast.com, TomSegura.com for my live shows, and ThousandRanch.com for Christina's. It was great to have the great Yoshi Obayashi here, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Jim.